and welcome back to the kitchen I wish I had. So it's been quite rainy and windy for the past couple of days here in Holland, which can only mean one thing, and that is that autumn is upon us. Therefore the autumn decorations are out and it's time to bring out the pumpkin spice latte. And I thought it would be fun to try out 3 different recipes. So we got Kourtney Kardashian's recipe, we got Martha Stewart's recipe, and then I have from a blog kitchen community on the internet, I have a recipe that claims to be the best pumpkin spice latte in the world. So I'm very excited to try them out, and as I haven't really had it myself, I think I had it maybe once a couple of years ago. So I'm excited to try it out and to see which one is best. What we're gonna do is I will make sure to taste all 3 of them at the same time to make sure that I don't get sick by the second one, that I don't want to try the 3rd recipe anymore. So I'll just make it all at the same time. And Martha Stewart's recipe, that one I suppose is the easiest one because it just requires you to just chuck everything in the pan and just heat it up. Whereas Kourtney Kardashian's recipe and the other internet one, that one requires some, let's say, different elements to be put together at the end. And also for 2 out of the 3 recipes required pumpkin puree and pumpkin spice. And pumpkin spice I couldn't really find in the supermarket here, so I'll make it myself, and then I'll be using that spice mix for 2 out of the 3 lattes. And then as well for the pumpkin puree, last night I put a pumpkin in the oven for about 30 minutes and then I just scooped a bit of the puree out of it. Now we're gonna start with step number 1, and that's to make the pumpkin spice mix. For that I need some cinnamon, I need some ginger, I need some ground cloves, and I need some nutmeg. What I need for the pumpkin spice mix is I need about 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon. So here we got our tablespoon. There we go. And then I need 2 teaspoons of ginger. And then I'm gonna need about 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, which I have here. There we go. Lastly, I need a pinch of ground cloves. So I'll just add a little pinch. And then I'm gonna mix that up. Okay, so now that we have made the pumpkin spice mix, I will get on with the first recipe, which is Martha Stewart's. And I will get on with that one first because it needs to steep for about 30 minutes. Basically means that you need to chuck all the ingredients together, so the milk with all the spices, and then we need to bring it to the boil and then let it sit for about 30 minutes so all the flavors can have a nice fun party together. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our pot out, and then we need to have 1 cup of milk. Measured 1 cup of milk is around 250 milliliters, so I got my jug here and my almond milk. And then next thing we need is around, we need 1 cinnamon stick and 1 whole nutmeg. Then we need about 1 inch of fresh ginger. That's about 2.5 centimeters. So I got a little tiny piece here, and we need to peel that and dice that. Next recipe, which is Kourtney Kardashian's one, and for that one you basically just need to put a whole bunch of ingredients together, blitz it up in a food processor, and then add your espresso shot. What we're gonna need is we're gonna need 1 tablespoon of pumpkin puree and 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin spice mix first of all. So I have here my pumpkin puree. Then, as I said, I need 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin spice mix. So this is the mix we just made. I'll be adding 1/2 teaspoon, and then I'll be needing 1 teaspoon of maple syrup,
2 shots of vodka,
maybe a bit of for good luck. So then we're going to be needing 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, so that's 1, and there we have 2. So then what you're going to need is 2 shots of espresso, so that's 1. And there we go, 2. And yes, I know this is not espresso. I just don't want to make 6 shots of espresso for this video. Therefore, I just have a big old mug. So now this is gonna go into the food processor. So there we go, that's our processed mixture. And now I I need to froth up some almond milk. And now the way to froth milk is that you whisk it quite heavily while it's heating up, so that way you get a nice sort of foamy layer on top. As you can see, my milk is nicely steamy and really nice and fluffy. So now the third and final recipe, that one just calls for you to basically put everything in the pot and heat all of the spices up together with the milk at the same time. So I got about 1 cup of milk again, and just gonna heat that up. And then in the meantime, I need to add half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice mix. So we have a pumpkin spice mix again, and about a half a teaspoon. Then it says to add vanilla extract, or you can also use vanilla sugar. So I'll be using just some plain vanilla sugar, and this is about 8 grams. And then of course as well, I'll be having to add, they say at about 1 or 2 cups of espresso, whatever one you want. So I think for this one, I'll be using only 1 cup of espresso, because if I'm gonna have to drink all of these drinks with the amount of espresso that's in all of them, let's not go too crazy. So here I got my espresso shot, adding that in. And then while the third recipe is heating up, I'll be quickly reheating Martha Stewart's one. It doesn't really specify in the recipe if you're supposed to heat it up. Right now I've let it sit down for about 30 minutes. So it's quite cold in the meantime, and I would actually like it to be hot. So I'll be quickly reheating that one up just so that it boils, so that it's nice and warm, and then I'll be draining it into the mug. Okay, so now that I'm all nice and cozy in my onesie, because of course it's autumn, I do need to feel comfortable, I thought it would be fun to taste test them. So I will get back to you in a second. I'm so excited, I don't know where to start. So this one is the Martha Stewart one. That one is the internet's best one that I could find. And then down here we have the Kourtney Kardashian's one. So I think I'll start with the Martha Stewart one. I have quite high hopes for this one. So let's try it. Oh, whoa, that's so sweet. It's so good though. So now the internet one, which is a little bit lighter. Also pretty good. Interesting. I think if it has to come down to one drink, I will go for the Martha Stewart one. So applaud, applaud. And I think the reason for it is I feel that Kourtney's with the pumpkin puree has a little bit weird bits in it. And also I could use a bit more sugar. I mean, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup is not enough. And then this one, the internet one, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think it could use a little bit of more of a like a spice that I'm missing. This one, the Martha Stewart one, I feel it's very good. It's very much what I think a pumpkin spice latte would be. It's very yeah, it's very spicy in a good way. So it has a bunch of flavors. It's really tasty. I think in the future I would only make this one. I would just have to wait 30 minutes before I can drink it, but I mean, it's worth it. So cheers, enjoy. Also, thank you so much again for tuning in this week. I hope that you're looking forward to the next video, and of course I hope that you enjoyed this one while you're still watching it. Make sure to hit that subscribe and hit that bell and give me a big thumbs up, and let me know on my socials how much you liked it. So see you next week. Bye.